many people, specifically in the horse industry, are absolute geniuses at their craft, okay?
Mhm.
Whether
Yeah.
you're a massage therapist, a horse trainer, you've developed a horse supplement line, you guys are awesome at what you do. But
Mhm.
we have found when we reverse engineer the process of your marketing and your customer journey, it's not good. That's just some tough love truth. It's not good. You guys are awesome at what you do. When we reverse engineer the process of your marketing and your customer journey, it's not good. You can't take a bunch of your money and hire Lindsey to do ads and be like, this is going to be the greatest when the customer journey that we're sending them to is not good.
Yeah.
When someone hits your website, what is their experience? Like,
Mhm.
are you just selling, selling, selling? What does the copy look like on your website? There's this whole customer journey, or sometimes we call it a funnel, right?
Yep.
When people are connected to you that first time, what's their experience? It's that first thing my dad taught me when I was super duper little. When you go to a job interview, he taught me this way early. When you meet people at church, when you go to your first job interview, you look someone dead in the eyes and you shake their hand. And even though you're a girl, you shake their hand as hard as you can. It's that first impression. Does your website garner trust? A million times in the last 2 years, Lindsey and I have looked at a client together and been like, whoa, this
Mhm.
product is fabulous. But the website and the customer journey is a little bit dumpster fire. Let's be real. Again, we've talked to a lot of business owners. They're like, I did my website, or my son did it, or that is awesome if you gotta like
Mhm.
DIY it to begin with. But as you level up and you grow your business, it's uncomfortable. No one wants to redo their website. No one
Nope.
wants to build a landing page, but you have to do it to move forward. So I just wanted to kind of give an
Yeah.
aside to what you were talking about, because
Yeah.
so many of you out there are so good at what you do. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're just like, how do these people craft and make and create these things and do these things with horses that are magical? You keep doing your thing. And that's why Lindsey and I have a job, because we're good at this stuff. Did you have anything else you wanted to add about the ads portion of just the feeling behind creating ads or hiring an ads manager?
Yeah, so I tried to do it myself, waste of time or money. Like I touched on before, the platforms, Meta and Google both have a version of this. Google has the smart campaigns, which I affectionately called stupid campaigns. Meta has like the boosting the posts, and both of them, like I said, just have zero visibility. And even if you learn how to use the Meta ads platform and don't boost posts, you might just run a traffic ad, not knowing that Facebook is going to send you the most low intent, I want to say garbage, but I mean, they're not going to buy from you. Like, Meta's algorithm is very, very good. And part of being very good is to sift out customer behavior. If you run a traffic ad, all you're going to get is traffic. It's never, ever going to convert. I think I did a test recently. It used to, like in 2018, 2019, even like 2022, you used to be able to run traffic, retarget it, all that. It's now like double or triple the cost of just running an expensive sales campaign, which is higher intent, but also more expensive traffic. That's like, if you've tried to run ads and you feel like the platforms are just not good, or Facebook's not for you, or Google's not for you, it's not the platforms. It is a little bit confusing. It's hard to get knowledge that you need, but it does not mean that they don't work. And there's a lot of other things that go into that when it comes from a marketing strategy perspective, because you can't just put up an ad and expect it to work, even if you set up and optimize it all correctly. If your messaging's off, if you're not testing 10 to 20 pieces of content, then you could just be putting like a garbage ad out there, and it's not your product, it's not the platform, it's just not being ready to test at that level.
Lindsey has a client that I referred to her. They worked with another ads person. They were like, this person says they're running ads and like we're spending money, but like we're not seeing much. Basically, their story is, we have a product that is selling like hotcakes. We're doing these ads and they're just performing like we're not confident in this. So I was like, okay. And they were scared. They had the money to invest, and they were like, this is also scary, but we're going to invest in Lindsey. After talking to her, we're just so impressed with how smart she is. And I was like, I know, she's a genius. Run us a few numbers. This company has the potential to do, I don't even know, you can tell us the number, the potential of what they could do every month. Their equine supplements, there's a million of them out there. So it's very competitive too. But she was able to test a ton of ads in the first 30 to 45 days, get them loads of data. And the data, I think, is what kept them working with her. And it took away the scare factor for them, because they were like, okay, now we know where our money's going. I think the strides they made in the first 30 days were astounding. But over the course of the last 90 and the course that they're on is like,
Yeah.
Lindsay will send me some of the like the screenshots and be like, look what's happening. And I'm like, yeah, share a little, just some like, because I know you got some ridiculous stats for that, but just
Yeah.
share kind of the storyline of getting them started, and then a little bit of like the numbers.
Yeah, I know. This was an account where, like you said, like the owners of the business like came in really hesitant and scared, and they weren't confident in their ads manager. And here's the thing, I love other ads managers. I do not want to go into an ad account. I mean, if I'm hired and it's not like, hey, I'm thinking of switching to another ads manager, but if I'm like fully hired, I will go into an ad account and be like, yeah, this is what they didn't do, this is what they did do. I want to support other ads managers with our reputation too. And just, I told them, I was like, ads manager knew enough about Facebook to know all of the different levers you can pull. They knew enough to start testing different things and itemizing different things and all of that. What that previous ads manager didn't do was consolidate all of the best of the data that they have and put it into one campaign. We did have to retest some of the previous winners just to paint a picture. Like sometimes from ads, they had only 3 sales in a day. They were spending about $300, $330 around there per day, which is a lot for some people, but it's not for a big e-commerce company. And then, on average, they were getting like, 55, 65, maybe 75, let's say $65 cost per acquisition. So like cost per purchase. It was okay, but certainly they did not want to scale it. Like that was just, they were feeling like, that's just enough to keep their brand in front of people, right? But it's not scalable. And so I just went in and analyzed all of the previous data that they had and was like, okay, so it looks like they did test a lot. They just didn't know how to organize it. These audiences seem the best, so I'm going to test these against each other, and these creatives seem the best, so I'm going to test those with your current best audience. And we were able to cut, like, I want to say 60% of their ads that were underperforming when actually tested together. Yeah, when actually tested against each other with a proper split test. Same thing with their audiences. We're able to identify a couple of like good workhorse audiences. Like one was really strong and one was like sort of like another contender. All we did was consolidate them into a campaign, give a lot more money to that campaign. Just about 90 days, they went from making, their cost per acquisition went from about 55, 65 down to between like 35 and 45, which was really huge. And then within 90 days, just by doing that consolidation and testing a few different things, we were able to get them to be spending about like $900-ish a day. Their revenue went up about 50%, which is huge because they were already like pretty established, making a pretty good amount of revenue. Your profit went up 30%. Obviously, you don't just want your revenue to go up, but you want your profit to scale with it, because you want to keep in mind cost of goods, labor, and like all that stuff. It's been a really incredible journey with them because at the very beginning, like they were very, very hesitant to trust me or to trust another ads manager. The difference was that I was able to explain to them what their previous ads manager did well and what their previous ads manager just where the gap was and why Meta acted the way it acted. Because Meta, if you don't get enough sales in a given campaign in a week, it will inevitably just tank after 1 to 2 weeks. And so that's what was happening. They kept launching campaigns, they tank after a couple weeks. Then they launch another campaign, Meta would scoop up a few good sales and a few good costs, and then it would tank. And so it was just very discouraging. And I could tell their nervous system was like really shot from dealing with it because of the lurches in revenue day to day. The amazing thing is too, is now that they're getting more consistency, Jamie was able to start doing emails for them, and her first email made them nearly $5,000. If you think about, this is where we kind of flowed into, this is another topic I think we should go deeper on, but I get to a point as an ads manager where I absolutely need an email marketer on team regularly, because as an ads manager, yes, I want to make sales, I want to get leads. It's really crucial what my clients do with those customers, because if you're an e-commerce business, you want to be able to like sell to them over and over and over again, not keep paying through ads to keep reacquiring that customer. So I'm excited because I feel like that client in particular, I feel like they have a potential to honestly like triple or maybe do 5x what they're doing now. I think they could be 8-figure a year company for what that's worth.
If my business grew 30% in the course of a 90-day period, let's say next February, I'd be like, what? You could step into Lindsay and I's minds for a quick second. There was so much fear associated with this account in the very beginning. So much fear and so much control Well, if you start going to the gym in January 2025, and let's say you're me, and you're like, I would love to have legs like Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood has the most beautiful legs of any woman I've ever seen. Just a random fact. I certainly do not have the willpower in and of my own self to get legs like that. So let's say I get a personal trainer in January, and I start working with them January 1. And on January 3, January 7, January 11, I'm literally asking my personal trainer, why am I not seeing results? That is my lead in to say this. Facebook ads, you're not going to lay your head on the pillow one night after you hire Lindsey and wake up the next day and be a gajillionaire. Nor are you probably going to have a 30% increase in your profit. Maybe not even in the first month, maybe not even in the first 90 days. Maybe you will. But Facebook ads is hard, and Lindsey and I could go 19 different directions with this. Giving up control is also scary, but sometimes it is the best thing you can do for your business, your life, your marriage, many, many, many things. As it relates to ads, there does have to be that trust factor. And PS, we always tell people, if you want to work with us, we will let you we can give you referrals, things like that. But most certainly, one of the things, Lindsey, is what does it look like to hire a Facebook ads manager?
My personal process for ads, I always tell people, first month, expect to lose money. First month, we're aiming for failure. Second month, we're aiming to break even and start seeing profit. And third month, we're starting to see profit. That's what we aim for. Like you said, there can be hiccups, there can be issues with the website or the funnel or whatever, and we try to do our best to identify those constraints. When you're hiring an ads manager, of course you want referrals. If they have them, like references, that's great. You want case studies. I think it's really valuable if that ads manager offers either a free or paid audit to just have them like take a look at your ads, like especially if you've already hired a couple ads managers and you're like, ads have gotten me some success, but then like they can't get past this plateau, or like the platform changed and like the ads tanked, or I was doing myself and the ads tanked. Having someone be able to like audit, like I always offer an audit if the client is like frustrated, or like if they have any data that they can give me, any history they can give me. I will, before a discovery call, if possible, I will go and like kind of spy on their ads, and I'll do everything in my power. And then if they give me, ad account access, then I will take a look at their ad account and just see if I can diagnose, kind of like a car. You want to go to a mechanic who can just look underneath the hood or underneath the car or whatever. I don't know, how mechanics do things, but they can just look, and it doesn't take them a whole week to figure out what's wrong with your car. And I've experienced both. A really, really experienced mechanic, a really, really experienced ads manager will be able to look in an account and see pretty good confidence what might be wrong and what you can do. Then once we go into onboarding, we create a strategy. We even have to be as advanced as making a funnel map, just so that the client can visualize what their ads are doing. But our process is actually pretty repeatable, pretty rinse and repeat. Like if the client has 0 ads in their history, then we test one campaign that has like our best educated guess based on research and understanding of their customer. We test their audience, the copy, and creative all in one campaign. We kind of take that and then we go and we test what audiences are best. So we try to start fragmenting their audience and eliminate pockets of like different interests or different types of lookalike audience. We try to actually get to the point of failure with some of like pockets of their audience and test other ones and see if we can optimize for better costs with their audience. And then we stack all of those together, and then we take all of the best audience data and then we test creatives against each other and make it as equal as possible to see like, okay, what creatives are resonating with the audience, what messaging. This is where the marketing piece comes in. So there are ads managers who won't do the marketing piece, and they'll just take the assets that you give them, assets being like graphics or videos or your copy or whatever. A really good ads manager will also have that marketing background to really like dig deep into your customer psychology, really step out of themselves, dig into the problems and the pains and like the desires of your target audience. And this is what we call, like a lot of ads managers that I respect call a phase 2, which is the creative testing and the copy testing, message testing. And then we take the best audiences, the best creatives, and then we put them together in a scaling campaign. And then the scaling campaign's sole goal is to get to 50 conversions a week, because that's when Facebook is like, heck yeah, I have enough data to just cruise with this. And it's kind of like putting your ad account on cruise control. And a lot of people never ever get there. So that's like kind of what we optimize for. And there's other mechanisms. Like, of course, like ads is like totally broad. You can do engagement, you can nurture people with ads, you can do a lot of stuff with ads, but that's kind of the main goal. And then I would say from an ads manager perspective, if you're hiring, another process that you want in place is ask about their reporting. How are they transparent a weekly or at the very least a monthly basis on their reporting? Because I've seen so many ads manager reports that give zero context to like what they've been testing. They haven't touched the ad account in sometimes 30, 60, 90 days. You know, they're not being aggressive about getting you better results. One thing that my team does to hold ourselves accountable, because like I have a team, I don't run all the ads 100% myself every day. I need my team, I have systems for my team to hold themselves accountable to getting better results for their clients by reporting to me and the clients every week. And then so I have a touch point to say, okay, this was the objectives. Did we do those objectives? These were the results. So what's our plan for next week? And if there's anything that's not getting good results, like how do we get better results in the next week? That's created a lot of trust in our clients. And then we also do monthly reports to be able to look month over month, how are we doing? I think sometimes ads managers will throw out data to clients to make it look like they're doing a lot of activity. And then they won't explain what's going on. And then their clients don't feel empowered by the knowledge. They feel bogged down and confused by the knowledge, which is really not what a good growth partner does. So, I mean, that's kind of the long and short of it. Is you want someone who's diagnostic, you want a marketing mind, you want someone who's systematic, and then you want someone who's really transparent about their communication and the data that you're getting, because really you're buying the data with your ad spend. You need to own your ad account, you need to own your pixel, you need to be able to look in your ad account. I think it's totally reasonable that you have an agreement with your ads manager that you don't change anything without their permission, or unless they're let go, or unless they're like really spending egregiously, but you should still be able to see everything.
You and I were talking about something that we, heard in the industry. We talked to a potential client and they were like, our ads company doesn't let us see any of the data. Like they can log in, but like they don't report. They're like, you're not allowed in. And I'm like, what? How? How?